Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to That's Football for a big one. It's Chelsea against Tottenham in what is the big game of the weekend. There's no lying about that, it is. Two teams that may well have aspirations of fighting for titles this year, facing each other in game week 2. It's going to be interesting, it's going to be hot. I'm hot, you're probably hot. It's going to be hot for the players on the pitch as well. Really excited for this one, really excited for this one, and I hope it lives up to the billing effectively. But well, you can see the team news is running through there. We're also sponsored by Sneak. I'll tell you about Sneak in a minute, but just put 2 ice cubes in with your Sneak. It's lovely. Sneak energy drinks to get us through this hot and tiring day. A bit of energy and refreshment. Sneak energy. Links in the description, or you can scan the QR code. We'll talk about that in a bit. But Nika says it's going to be a draw. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think it's... well, actually, I think a draw might be a bad idea. Forest have won. Yeah, to anybody... This is quite an interesting thing. To anybody who thinks I'm a Forest fan, I can tell you I wanted West Ham to win, and I take no joy from Forest winning that game, because I don't really like Jesse Lingard, and I certainly don't like Dean Henderson, so I took no satisfaction from Forest winning at all. It actually has put me in an even worse mood, so... You know, there's your Forest fan accusations. I'm actually quite gutted that they won. But look, on with the game that I'm really looking forward to, and that is this one. So, team news. We've got, we'll start off with Chelsea. Mendy in goal. I've actually got Mendy in my fancy Premier League team. Mendy, James, Thiago Silva, and Kalidou Koulibaly. Pockets Firmino and Mane. He's at centre back with James and Thiago Silva. Loftus-Cheek, Cucurella is playing at left back. Now this is really interesting because I took Cucurella out of my fancy Premier League team and put Delo in because I thought that Cucurella wouldn't start. And yeah, so at the end of the day, that's what's happened there. And you've got Kante, Jorginho as the midfield 2, Mount, Havertz and Sterling as a front 3. I still have to say I don't like Chelsea's attack options. I don't think they're that great. I mean, Sterling, Mount and Havertz are definitely better than what United have got, but I just wonder if there's enough goals in that front 3 for Chelsea. We'll have to wait and see. The bench is Kepa, Pulisic, Chalobah, Broja, Hudson-Odoi, Chilwell, Ziyech, Gallagher and Azpilicueta. Strong bench that is. I mean, that's where 5 subs really comes in. When you've got that depth of quality on your bench, and they're going to add a couple more players, Chelsea have got a squad, haven't they? Spurs, Lloris, Romero, Dyer, Davies, Emerson Royale, Sessegnon, Bentancur, Højbjerg, Kulusevski, Son, Kane. For me, the best front 3 in the league. And he's picked the same team that won last week. Why wouldn't he? Subs bench, Doherty, Sanchez, Richarlison, Gill, Perisic, Forster, Tanganga, Mora and Basuma. Not quite as strong as Chelsea's bench, but still a strong one. Obviously, Richarlison is back. He is on the bench as well. So... lots to get into. Looking forward to it. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. What am I going to go for? I think it's such a hard game to predict, and I don't want to sit on the fence and say a draw. We'll do a poll for the prediction actually. Result prediction. Let me have a think. I'm going to say. I mean, it could go either way. I would say that straight away. Michael Owen prediction there, but I do think it's too early. I think it's too early to have a game like this. I really do. I think this is a game that neither of these teams will want, because you'd want to be getting a few points on the board before this. But it is happening. Chelsea or Spurs, home advantage really could matter. I don't think Spurs have got a great record at Chelsea, have they? Yeah, I sort of agree with Water. I think that maybe 2-0 Chelsea. I think it might be quite a tight game, and yeah, 1 or 2-0 Chelsea. But you know what? The way the season had started, I wouldn't be surprised if Spurs went and won 2 or 3-0, because it's so early in the season. Nobody's really got any rhythm. But it seems to me this is the weekend of home teams doing well, isn't it? We've seen Arsenal, Man City win. Brighton didn't get beat by Newcastle. Southampton came back against Leicester. I think Wolves won as well, didn't they? So Brentford beat United. Forest beat West Ham. So it seems to me the home advantage is good. And that's not a surprise. I did say this ahead of United's game yesterday with Brentford. It's not opening day, but it is opening day for a lot of these home fans because Brentford were away last week. Home game, excited. Same for Chelsea. It's their first home game of the season. So this always happens in the first 2 games of the season. It's everybody's first game at home for somebody. So, yeah, I think I'd probably go Chelsea 2-0. But I hope we get a few goals and I hope we get a good game. And Spurs have just got to get the ball to that front 3. Kulusevski, Kane and Son. I think it's the complete front 3. I think it's the best front 3 in the league. And but it's also up against the Chelsea defence, which has got Kalidou Koulibaly in. I didn't really watch them play Everton last week, so I'm actually quite excited to watch it and to watch Koulibaly in the Prem. I think it's a real treat. Many a time I wanted him at Manchester United, it never quite happened, but I would love to see Kalidou Koulibaly. I'm very happy to see Kalidou Koulibaly, in the Premier League, and I hope he does well. Good win for your team, Forest. There, Mark, says Dan. I've already said it's just salt in the wound of a bad weekend for me, really. I didn't want Forest to win. I wanted West Ham to win. I don't like Lingard and I don't like Dean Henderson. So yeah, it's just typical weekend, isn't it? I suppose that's football is the right place to be when talking about that because you can't. It's not always sunny, is it? Sometimes you can have the perfect weekend where all the results go your way. I mean, I remember being a United fan when we were good and, you'd win and then, Arsenal would lose and Chelsea would draw and you'd be like, we've won and they've dropped points. It's just everything going wrong. Do you have a fantasy Premier League competition? How many points so far? Good question. I will answer that in a moment, Jack Jones. Thank you very much for the super chat, by the way. What's your prediction for the Man United versus Liverpool game, says Jakub? Are you taking a piss? Are you taking a piss already? Yeah, I think that I think that's a loss. It's a loss. It's an absolute loss. What's your views on United being linked with Icardi? Says Kane. If we're going for Icardi, the club. I mean, look, I said it today. I'm on TalkSport at 8:00 again tonight with the Transfer Hub. I'm talking to Alex Crook about some transfer stuff, and then it's a call in if you want to call in again. Like last night, it was a great show last night. So tune in at 8:00. But I don't want to be talking massively about United. But look, we are 15 minutes away from the start of this game. Manchester United's broken. It's broken, and it ain't getting fixed by. I suppose the best way of putting it like this: Man United are broken, and everyone knows they're broken, and everyone's coming up for it with an idea. From you to me to Gary Neville to the Chuckle Brothers, everybody's got an idea of how to get United back. I'll tell you for free. No. In the current form, United aren't getting back. They're broken, but they're broken by the people that are trying to fix us. Have you ever heard of something so stupid? The reason United are where they are is because of the Glazers, Ed Woodward, Richard Arnold, John Murtagh, most of that squad. The people who put us in that position are now saying they're going to be the people who take us out of that position. That's never going to work. If I get a builder in to build me a conservatory and they make an absolute pig's ear of it, I'm not going to say, yeah, I'm going to give you another chance. I'm going to say, get off, give me money back, I'm going to spend it on someone else. So it's never going to work using these people to fix Manchester United. As I said earlier on Twitter, it's like putting makeup on a shit. It's still shit. And that's the problem with Manchester United. They need change. We need change. Forget climate change, John. We need Manchester United change right from the top, and then they do it from top to bottom. And whether you're Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, West Ham, when you're in trouble and your dressing room is split and your club is crumbling, you don't go and get Icardi and Rabiot. They are two players who trouble attracts them like wasps to an open can of Red Bull. They are trouble with a capital T. They are not the sort of players that you bring in to a club that's in trouble. It's a recipe for disaster. It's like throwing a lighter into a box of fireworks and thinking you're going to get a good night's sleep. It's going to be a bang. Simple as that. Anyway, look, good, interesting poll going on here. Chelsea win 35%, draw 19%, and 45% of you are going with a Spurs win so far. We'll keep that poll open for a bit. Which United players make it into the Spurs team, says the Football 454. At the moment, none. There would have been a time when I would have said De Gea and Ronaldo, but no. I mean, obviously not De Gea at the moment. Ronaldo wouldn't get into that front three at the moment. It's a very good front three. Why would you change it? Parker says, massive result for Forest. That front three is lethal. And wow, Nico Williams, what a player. Incredible defender as well. Going to be tough. There we go. Thank you very much for that. Anyway, look, before we get into all of that, can I just say, I'm just going to have to disappear for a minute. I won't even disappear for long. 2 seconds, actually. Let me get those. There we go. I'm back. So, we're sponsored by Sneak today on the channel. I've got a couple of big ones here. And I don't know why I had to lift them up and put them there as well. So we're sponsored by Sneak on the show today. What is Sneak? Well, Sneak is an energy drink. They do lots of flavours. Sneakenergy.com. The link's in the description, or you can scan the QR code next to me. Please use the code SneakBridge. It really helps the channel out when you order or reorder anything. So you can get one of these, which is obviously a drinks tub or whatever, and 9 different sachets to try. So you put a scoop in, you fill your water up. I put a couple of ice cubes in. Lovely stuff. Low calorie, sugar-free energy drinks. Blue raspberry, Tropi Killer, Cherry Bomb. Loads of flavours. I've got 2 here. Electric Mango. That's Cherry Bomb, right? Starter pack. 9 different sachets to try. One of these. Check it all out, okay? SneakBridge is the code. Or you can go for your 40 serving tubs. 40 servings in one. I've got me Electric Mango and my Cherry Bomb there. Cherry Bomb, absolutely gorgeous, by the way. So check them out. Links in the description. Please use the code SneakBridge on anything that you order. Delivered to your door. UK delivery. You'll get it tomorrow. Worldwide, probably not tomorrow, but you will get it. Links in the description. Scan the QR code. Sneak Energy Drinks. And yeah, you need it on a hot day like this because I've got no energy and I'm really hot. So a couple of ice cubes in there. On the old Electric Mango today. If you're into energy drinks or you want to try them out, check it out. Sneak Energy. Thank you very much for sponsoring the show. Lovely stuff. What I like about Sneak Energy drinks, by the way, is that I think some powder-based things, whether it's protein shakes, they can be powdery. I've never had a powdery Sneak Energy drink. 1 scoop, shake it all about. Never tasted powdery, just lovely flavours, so check them out. Anyway, let's have a look at the chat. Currently, if we lose to Poole and the teams above us win, we're already going to be points behind to get out of relegation. What is this club about, says Scott Carberry. Don't really want to talk about United because we've got a big game, but what I would honestly say, hand on heart, as a United fan, I don't know where the next win's coming from. Could you tell me that United are going to get a win at the moment against anybody? I cannot see it at all. And, you know, I know we've got Southampton after Liverpool, but even Southampton at their place at the moment, you know, would I fancy Manchester United? I just think United are so bad. Got some good players on paper, but they've got no chemistry, no togetherness, no pride in the shirt, no professionalism. I think anybody can beat them at the moment. Manchester United are a prime example of how you can put together a load of players and pay them good money and they won't beat a bunch of players on less money who play together. A team will outdo a bunch of individuals, and that is exactly what Manchester United's problem is at the moment. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're very, very close to 730,000. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with That's Football. We did Villa against Everton yesterday lunchtime. We're doing Palace, Liverpool tomorrow at Anfield tomorrow evening. So lots to get involved with the United stand. Thoughts on Dean Henderson today, says Ajit. I don't have any thoughts on him, because if I speak, I'll be in trouble. He played well today. 25 months, mate. Still not over the shock of yesterday, says the Royal Mail X. Thank you very much, pal. Thank you very much. Somebody did ask me a good question. They said, what are you doing so far in your Fantasy Premier League team? And I can tell you right now, and please drop your points in. Always interested to see how people are doing. Don't think I'm doing particularly well. I've got 40 points so far. Delow got me nothing. White got me 1. Ben White got me 1. Matty Cash got me 2. Collins got me 8 at the back for Wolves. I've got Mendy in goal. Salah's coming tomorrow as my captain. Odegaard has been a fucking nightmare. I mean, Arsenal have been good and Odegaard's done sod all so far. So 2 points for Odegaard. Sancho I've got to sell. 1 point from Sancho. St. Maximin got me 2. Haaland got me 5. And Jesus got me 19. So 40 points so far. Average is 42. So I would say I'm doing decidedly average in Fantasy Premier League at the moment. Yeah, that's how it's going for me. Don't know how it's going for you, but yeah, I should have. to be honest, I got away with it. I thought I should have captained Haaland. I was never going to captain Jesus. So as long as Salah gets a goal tomorrow, I haven't lost out. But lots of people with 50s and some, fair play. A few people have got 68 at the moment. So well done. Good start by everybody. I don't believe Luke's got 1,538 points, but fair play if you're doing well at the moment. It's not going so great for me. Man United at the bottom of the league after 2 games, by the way, there. You can see West Ham have lost 2 as well. West Ham won't be very happy if you're a West Ham fan. All right, losing to Man City is probably expected, but then losing to Forest as well. 2 losses. Look, Arsenal lost their first 3 games last year. I mean, there is a light and it never goes out. There is a light and it never goes out. There is hope. There is hope at the end of the tunnel. There is a light because Arsenal lost their first 3 games last year and obviously they nearly got 4th place. So for West Ham, there's an opportunity to bounce back. For Manchester United, I'm not saying, if any United fan wants to sit there and say we could do what Arsenal did last year, you're having a laugh. That's not going to happen to United. But it is early days in the league and I don't think, no one's ever going to catch Man City again. Maybe Liverpool will, but they're up and running, and I think Arsenal will have a good season. And you're quite right there. Earl Hart says you're not Arsenal. Exactly. I mean, Arsenal started last year with 3 losses, but that was year 2 for Arteta, wasn't it? He'd already started to work things in. They also started last season with a COVID outbreak and a few other issues. And also they played Chelsea and Man City in their first 3 games as well. So we've played Brentford and Brighton. So yeah, we Manchester United can't look at that. But we're 7 minutes away from the start of this game. Really excited about it. I hope you are as well. Don't forget, tonight I'm live on TalkSport at 8 o'clock if you want to call in and have your say on Chelsea or anybody else. We'll also be live on the YouTube channel for TalkSport as well. Really enjoyed the show last week and last night. Interested to see first Cucurella start. You know what? I'm gutted. I'm bloody gutted. I have got Cucurella in my team, but I benched him. Absolutely gutted. I benched him for Delo. It was a big mistake. I made a big mistake. I've got to put my hands up there. Yeah, made a massive mistake, and Sancho's been a bloody nightmare for me as well. Yeah, I've got to put my hands up and say it's going very, very wrong for me in my fantasy Premier League side at the moment. But there may be a way back. There may be a way back. But I need to work on my team a little bit ahead of next weekend. But yeah, Cucurella. It's funny, I was on the Ben Foster show, wasn't I, last week, if you watched it, and I was talking with Thogden about Cucurella, and he was quite surprised that Chelsea had bought him, and I think there's some Chelsea fans out there that are surprised that they've bought him as well, but straight away he's benched Chilwell. Maybe some people didn't watch a lot of Brighton last year. I'm not going to pretend and say that I watched a lot of Brighton either. I don't know why I've just frozen on the screen, by the way. That's a good way to freeze, isn't it? Look at that. Look at that Pratt there. What's wrong with him? Why's my camera froze? Scooby-Doo. What's going on? That's weird. I'm back again. That was weird. But yeah, look, I saw a bit of Brighton last year and I never failed to be impressed by Cucurella. So the fact that he's gone straight into that Chelsea team, watch out for Cucurella today. I think he's a fantastic player. I really do, and I'm intrigued to see how he does today. So I don't know why I'm talking Scottish. I think it's because I'm feeling quite miserable. But yeah, no, I'm interested. Interested to see how he works out, and it's good to see Tuchel putting him straight into the team. My laptop's gonna at times sound like it's taking off because it's just very, very hot, which is probably why it's making that noise. But let me just put this tweet out and then I can get off there. Interesting thing, actually. We're not on... Declan Rice has already put a tweet out saying, can only apologise for the penalty miss. Thought we created enough to get something from the game. We go again and stay together. Yeah, so what was I going to say? I was talking about something quite interesting and I've completely forgot what I was going to say there now. You can see the league table, the stat. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's football. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We've made changes to the watch-along, but we've kept the core principles the same. It's about me and you. It's about interaction. That's what we're about on our watch-alongs. And we've got the World Cup coming up as well. We'll be doing every single game on here, and we've got some exciting stuff for you for the World Cup. But we've also got some exciting stuff anyway. These teams here are the starting lineups. If there's any yellow cards, they'll get a yellow card next to them. If they score a goal, they'll get a goal on their shoulder. And if a new player comes on, you'll see an arrow down near where their bottom would be. So those are they are interactive team sheets. They're accurate and they will change as things happen. We've also got the stats board, which will update as the game is happening by the second. So possession, shots, all that sort of stuff. So we've also got the Premier League table for you there as well. So all this thing on the carousel next to me, this is all going round and it's all updating as we're watching the game. So brand new for this season on That's Football as well, as the United Stand as well. But on That's Football, those things are going to be going around for you to keep an eye on as well as me and everything else. We've got the scoreboard there and the timer. So loads of stuff going on. And make sure you subscribe bottom right hand corner. Most important thing, subscribe bottom right hand corner and get involved with That's Football because everybody's welcome on here. And we're doing Liverpool Palace tomorrow night as well. So thoughts on Daniel Levy? Although his team hasn't won anything, but with limited budget, he's built a new stadium, training ground. Says, hey. The thing I would say about Daniel Levy, it's not my club. So Spurs fans, it's like when outsiders speak about the Glazers. I don't know the inner workings of Levy like a Spurs fan. But one thing that did impress me about him was that he appointed Nuno. They won their first 3 games and he sacked him by the end of October. United would never do that. They'd go, if that was the Glazers, they'd go, well, he did win the first 3 games when we're doing crap. Let's give him another contract. Levy saw that he'd made a mistake with Nuno very, very early and he made the change and they've never looked back because the Conte appointment was fantastic. Chelsea and Spurs will run more than Man United did yesterday. Always great content, says Alonso. Hope to hear you on the United Stand this evening. And Mark, we need the poor players removed from our club and play the kids because it can't get any worse. I think that's Stuart. I understand that, but I would never play the kids at Manchester United. It's completely and utterly the wrong thing to do. Completely and utterly the wrong thing to do. Apparently there's a story coming out from Sky Sports News that Manchester United want to see a change in Cristiano Ronaldo's attitude or they're going to consider selling him. I've just replied to their tweet on Twitter. He wants to go. Imagine going up to a player who wants to go and saying, if you don't change your attitude, we're going to sell you. The reply is going to be fuck off. You're literally allowing. What? How could you even say that? Cristiano, we know that you've. I mean, it's typical Man United. Cristiano, we know you put a transfer request in, and we've said we're not selling you. If you don't change your attitude, we might have to sell you. Ronaldo's going to go. It's my birthday, Lisa. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Ronaldo. Just typical Manchester United. Like they don't know their arse from their elbow. We're not selling Ronaldo because we can't replace him and we need a player like that. If you don't change your attitude, we're going to sell you. I mean, just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. This club's absolutely screwed. I mean, look, whatever you think about Ronaldo, Man United without Ronaldo is even worse. It's even worse. People say, we'd be better off without Ronaldo. Anthony Martial's injured. We haven't even got a striker. He's the only striker we've got. Anyway, we started here. Let's get into the game. It's not the United Stand, as I say. This is not the United Stand. This is something else. My timer was on the screen and has come back again now. Yeah, watch out for that timer. It looks like it's... Oh, my God. We might have a problem with the timer here. He's not happy, is he? He's flashing around. I've got a flasher. My God. I'll tell you what. This might be the heat. We might have a problem here. Let me close it down and start again. It's very hot. It's very hot, and I think my laptop is crying out. I'm so hot. I'm so hot. Right, keep an eye on the game anyway. let's try again. We're trying to try again. We're gonna try again to get it working again. God, it is hot. I can feel, you know, even touching the side of the laptop, it's so hot. We're not made for this in this country. Well, it seems to be working better now. It's always a good tactic. Turn it off and start again. Oh, 2v2 for Spurs here. And it's that front three. Kulusevski into Son. He's probably messed that up. Yeah, he's messed that up, Son, there. They had a good breakaway and he messed it up. Pavan says, take your laptop off the stove. It may as well be on the stove. Sneak Energy, that's the code. That's the QR code. Or go through the link in the description. Oh, God. Ricky's sending me a clip of Gabby Agbonlahor telling me that Bruno's crap. I mean, Ricky has always been consistent that Bruno's crap, but you can't get Gabby Agbonlahor to back up your argument. Come on, Ricky. Early cross for Spurs here. They've started off quite well. Not going to lie. This is going to be a good game today. Cross comes in. No. Son's going to cross it. Terrible. What's Son doing at the start of this game? What's Son doing at the start of this game? He's a cracking player, Son, but he's off. He started a bit off here. Chelsea for life, says A13. Two goals for Koulibaly today, says RRR. Well, he's on the ball at the moment here. I just love Kalidou Koulibaly. I do. I know he plays for Chelsea now, but I don't know whether he'll be a success. But Spurs have started off quite well here. Son again, not really doing much with it, but Kulusevski and Kane have started off really well. I can't believe he's picking Emerson, whatever his name is, as well. He's done well there, though, and Mendy gets hold of it. Right. Spurs do have a horrible record against Chelsea, JS, but they've started off really well here. You know what? I've said it, so I may as well go back to it. I said this about Chelsea, and I don't think it will happen, and I do like Thomas Tuchel, but I did say, you know, who would you say in the chat, surprise first sacking? And I said, because surprise doesn't mean you think it's going to happen or you want it to happen. It's like controversial first sacking is what it should be called. Who would be your controversial first sacking? Because I said Thomas Tuchel, and people said you're having a laugh. But I know a lot of Chelsea fans, and my dad actually supports Chelsea, and they're not playing particularly well, and they didn't play particularly well last season. And they weren't very fluid against Everton. And if they got beat in a game like this, and they don't get the chemistry going, and look, I would never sack Thomas Tuchel, but I always think new owner inheriting a manager. Whenever a new owner comes in, really they want their own manager. So I'm not saying he would get the sack. I'm just saying if they don't start playing well, he could get under pressure. Do you think United will actually terminate Ronaldo's contract? Says Ajit. Don't know. I think it'd be a mistake. I mean, I think that if Man United were going to sell Ronaldo, they should have done it in June when he wanted to go, because to do it 2 weeks left of the transfer window would just be ridiculous, wouldn't it? As you can see there from the early stats on the screen, quite an equal start at the moment, but Spurs will be quite happy with the start they've had so far. And of course, for Spurs, they don't want to be fighting for fourth with Arsenal this year. They want to be pulling, well, to be honest, Spurs and Arsenal want to be fighting with Liverpool and Man City, don't we all? But they certainly want to pull Chelsea in. The challenge for Arsenal and Spurs this year is, I think they'll both be going for fourth if they don't pull Chelsea in. So for Spurs, it's about going toe-to-toe with Chelsea today and saying, look, yeah, you're a good side, but we're pulling you into the battle. We're fighting with you for top four as well as Arsenal. So that's the challenge. Because last year it was Spurs and Arsenal for fourth, wasn't it? And Chelsea just were third, and then it was Liverpool and Man City miles ahead. Solskjaer is going to become next Everton manager, says Tuna. Stick with Lampard! I'm telling you now, stick with Lampard. Chelsea are on the attack here with Havertz. Jorginho. Calvert-Lewin. Loftus-Cheek. Cucurella! Don't you bloody score. You're on my bloody bench for FPL. Save it till next week. Please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Good question coming in from Andorra's Revenge. He says, I wonder what is happening with Reguilon. I like Reguilon. I don't watch him every week like Spurs fans do, but I always liked Reguilon. I just don't think Conte does. Well, it's a massive game for Everton next week because they've got Forest at Goodison Park. If he loses that, he's sacked. Sorry. You know, losing to Villa and Chelsea, you might get away with that. But if he loses at home to Forest, he'll be under massive pressure. So that's a huge game next week. I don't know when that is. It's next week. You just said it, but I don't know. I don't know whether it's on Saturday, 3 o'clock game. I think. Yeah, 3 o'clock. Everton Forest at 3 o'clock. Tottenham Wolves at 12:30. We'll do that as a watch along. Then Palace Villa at 3, Everton Forest at 3, Fulham Brentford at 3, and Leicester Southampton at 3. I might do 3 o'clock kickoffs next week actually, because I don't think I'll do Bournemouth Arsenal. I think I'll go out next Saturday night because the boxing's on later, innit? And then on Sunday it's Leeds Chelsea at 2, and it's Newcastle Man City at 4:30. West Ham home to Brighton. That's a tough game, you know. That is a tough game. And then United Liverpool on the Monday. I'd love to say that's a big game, and normally it is, but really it's about damage limitation for United. I mean, I think most United fans would take a point. 10 minutes gone already here. United are terminating Ronaldo's contract. Says who? Talking out your what? You're talking out your ass. Oh no, Sky are saying Manchester United want to see a change in Ronaldo's attitude, or they may have to consider terminate his contract. Oh, I've got a tweet about this. We're apparently now threatening... I see it for what it is. Fans will celebrate. Well, there you go. I've tweeted it anyway. But why would Why would Manchester United terminate their best player's contract when he's the only fit striker we've got? I'll tell you why. Because it saves them money. He's on 400-500 grand a week. They know we're going to have a crap season, so why spend £2 million a month on wages when they can save that money and have a shit season anyway? Elliot says, with Ronaldo and the poor start, Glazers really are chances of Champions League next season is non-existent, so let's get Ronaldo out to cut the cost. It's all about their pockets. 100%. You know, we've got 16,000 people watching here. If you're a United fan, get on socials and call it for what it is. Because there will be some fans going, good, get rid of Ronaldo. He's the problem. He's this, he's that, he's this, that. You are mugs. You are getting mugged off by the Glazers every minute of every bloody day. The only reason they terminate Ronaldo's contract, because Ronaldo wants to go. Like, he wants to go. He would love it. Imagine if you're Ronaldo. You're going to let me go for free. I can go anywhere I want for free. Yabba dabba do. So, for Ronaldo, it's a big win if they terminate his contract. So why would United do it? Because they want the wages off the bill. Because they're trying to save money. That's what it's all about. Chelsea on the attack here. Jorginho into Cucurella. God, it's so hot. I heard last night that Man United might be looking at Caicedo, but they won't get him. Chelsea with the cross. No, they play it short. Then the cross comes in, headed away. Well, it was a good start by Spurs, but Chelsea have grown into the game. So, steady start for both teams so far here. Fan says Arsenal are winning the league. I wish I had a fan. I love Anthony Taylor's bold head. Is Anthony Taylor refereeing this game? You're screwed, Chelsea. You're screwed. As a Liverpool fan, I feel for United fans. The Glazers need to leave. They just can't keep doing this, says Nathan Allen. Chelsea have had 66% possession, actually. Awar to Forest thoughts. Ajit, they're spending ridiculous money. They've been linked to that Dennis. I think they will. I think they will probably stay up. Just on volume of good players that they've brought in. It's you know, they have brought in some really good players for that level. I mean, they're not going to win the league, but is Spurs again? Oh, breaks down. Thanks, Renate. So Chelsea dictating the play a little bit here. I mean, look, Spurs are the away team. You wouldn't really have a problem with Spurs hitting on the break, would you? As a Spurs fan, you've got a good front three. Keep yourself compact. Hit on the break. We need to end the poll. 43% thought that Spurs were going to win, though. Interesting. Chelsea dictating the play here. Jorginho still has the ball. 16,000 watching. Remember, we're doing Palace against Liverpool tomorrow night as well if you fancy a bit of Monday night football. Kante blocked. Jorginho walks it wide to Cucurella. Bloody should have put Cucurella in my team. Which signing do you think will strengthen the current Spurs team? Says Fat. I think Basuma, when he gets in, will be a good player for you, yeah? I'm on TalkSport tonight at 8 o'clock, Finn, if you want to call in. Dennis has signed already. 2 weeks ago, Ronaldo asked to terminate his contract. Club refused. Now they turn around and make it like they're in control. They think the fans are thick, says K-Flow. Is United still a favourite for Europa League title, says Smuller. Mate, we're not a favourite for anything. But you know what? The only thing I would say, if you said Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Europa League, the biggest chance we've got is relegation. You know, the most likely trophy United are going to win in the next 2 years is the playoffs. Like, relegation this year and then playoffs the next year. We ain't winning a trophy. We're just nowhere near. There's too many teams better than Man United. And I'm not even talking about Chelsea and Spurs. I'm talking Brighton and Brentford. Pick one player from Spurs and Chelsea to sign for United, says Colin. I'd buy all of them. I mean, one from Spurs, I would take Kulusevski or Son, because we do need Rashford and Sancho have been poor. On the other hand, I'd like Højbjerg or Bentancur as well. I don't really like those two Spurs fullbacks, to be honest. From Chelsea, probably take... I mean, I like Koulibaly and Silva. I like Cucurella as well. You know, there's just so many I would take, to be fair. I don't know what people in the chat would do. Can I call into Talk Sport from the US, says Patrick? I believe you can. And how do you reckon Man United's future will go now, says Venkat? Well, let's not talk about Man United too much, but I can honestly say as a United fan, ooh, Koulibaly with a shot on his left foot. I think it was quite wide, but it wasn't... The height was quite good. Yeah, I can't see why Man United win a game at the moment. I don't think there's anyone. Hi mate, I'm live on That's Football at the moment, but just in relation to that video, I know what his opinion on the matter is, but it's very important that he gets across that Ronaldo wanted to terminate his contract and United were saying he's not for sale. They're now saying they might terminate his contract. This is a player that wants to leave, that we're trying to act like we're in control. This is basically United not wanting to... pay his wages for the next season when they know we're going to be shit. They know we're not qualifying for the Champions League next summer. They know we're going to have a crap season. So basically they're saying, let's get rid of him. It will please some of the fans, but ultimately we'll also save money. It's a money-saving exercise by the Glazers, and I can see it a mile off, and so can most of our fans. And also, we've got no other bloody fit striker. So 2 weeks out from the end of the fucking transfer window, and they're cutting wages. That's what they're doing. Great shot from... Havertz, and a good save by Lloris. Sorry, I had to send that there, but you got... at least I wasn't typing, you got to hear it. Goal! What a goal by Koulibaly! Kalidou Koulibaly! Volleys it in the net and party! What a goal by Kalidou Koulibaly! Pockets for Mino and Marnie. Kane, Kulusevski and Sani. Get them in the bin, don't try me. What a goal by Kalidou Koulibaly! Kalidou Koulibaly. If you know the song, if you know, you know. What a goal. Bloody hell. What a goal. What a goal. Get the rap out. That is absolutely stunning. The cross comes in from Cucurella as well. Bloody Cucurella. On my bench on FPL. Crosses it in, and what a volley by Koulibaly. What a way to score your first goal. That's magnificent. Oh, it's so good. Cucurella with the assist, Koulibaly with the goal. That's a cracker. That's an absolute cracker. It really is. I said before the game, I'm clearly not a Chelsea fan, but I love Kalidou Koulibaly, and that is how you announce yourself at Stamford Bridge as a Premier League player. What a goal. What a goal. United could have paid £80 million for Koulibaly, and they decided to go for Harry Maguire, by the way. Just to add that in, because it's a bit of a United theme. Yeah. United could have bought Koulibaly, and they decided to go for Harry Maguire. This is, with Chelsea, in my opinion, is that barely struggled to score more than one goal. So if Spurs score two, they win. What are your thoughts, says Nathan Allen? Well, just a cracking goal by Koulibaly. Give me some sneak. Fantastic goal. Remember, that's the QR code for Sneak. It's in the bottom corner as well. The link's in the description. Sneak energy drinks. You can get one of these and 9 different sachets as part of your starter pack. Please use the code SneakBridge. Links in the video description for that. And yeah, you can get them shipped straight to your door. Low calorie, sugar-free energy drinks. Check it out, Sneak. I'm on the old electric mango today, and that shot from Koulibaly was electric. Can't see the fridge pulling off something like that, says Robbo. Only if he bloody did it in his own net and it deflected. The only volley Maguire's good at is the volley of abuse he gets for being rubbish. But that could... Josh says you only need to score one if you defend properly. And to be fair, that could be enough. That could be enough. United had just a colour swapped Everton, and I say that as an Everton fan. Getting drunk after a Brighton game and difficult times ahead, says Dance1211. I might have some breaking news here. I'm not 100%. Tuchel's not particularly happy about something. Oh no! Good save by Mendy. Sessegnon was in. Ronaldo's attitude, question mark, says a winning one. At 2-0 down yesterday, we're still trying to rally the team. Meanwhile, Maguire is sat there looking smug as ever, says Stuart Walker. Yeah, hi Mark, I cannot listen to your TalkSport show since it's not available in the United States. Is there a way to do it? Yeah, it's on YouTube. TalkSport YouTube channel at 8 o'clock tonight. It's streamed on YouTube as well as the radio. Chelsea need a number 9. Koulibaly, says Mushy Harry. Koulibaly's the defender Maguire thinks he is, says the buff. Well, you know what? It's a cracking goal by Koulibaly, but just I think there's going to be a video on United Stand in a minute or two about the Ronaldo situation if you want to go over there. But he got criticised by the press for walking off the pitch. Harry Maguire was right behind him. Only 7 players went to the away fans. But it's all about Ronaldo again. It's the same as a couple of weeks ago. Ronaldo left early, it's all about Ronaldo. 4 or 5 players left with him. Ronaldo walks off the pitch without clapping the fans. Harry Maguire walked off the pitch right behind him. It's always the same. You know, it's always the same. Mark, can you block all United chat? I'm feeling very fragile, not to mention sitting in a pool of sweat, says Nick P. Hi Mark, I cannot have done that one as well. Thanks everyone who's getting involved, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. 1-0 to Chelsea here. An absolutely cracking goal by Kalidou Koulibaly. And Chelsea were a bit slow in the first few minutes, but they are really exerting their authority here now. They're the better side. And that's where we are at the moment. Spurs just haven't got into this game. Good block. They've got to be careful here because Chelsea are rampant. They are going for the kill. They're going for that second goal. Hey Mark, sorry to ask again. Did you do a FPL competition? Says Jack. No, I didn't. There's a FPL league for the members on the United Stand, which I am in, but I'm not doing anything public or anything like that. He's having a good game, Koulibaly, at the moment. You can't argue with that. He's having a good game. Haaland versus Martinez is going to be fun, says Cameron. I don't even know when we play City. I'm not even thinking about City. Why would I think about City? They're long gone. They're long gone. You need to make a new rap song about Koulibaly, says Clayton. I can't make a rap song about Koulibaly. He's a Chelsea player. I made the rap song when I thought he was coming to Man United. How's your FPL going, says Cheesy. Not great. Cucurella's on my bench and he's just got an assist. But I have got Salah tomorrow as captain, so you know that could save it. Who are you wanting players for this crap side of United, and how well do you think Sterling will do in Chelsea, says Cool Guy 2916. I think Sterling... I mean, look at Arsenal with Jesus and Zinchenko. They've got this mentality of how to win, Zinchenko and Jesus. And they may not have been Man City's best players, but they played a lot. And they've took that Arsenal team mentality up a level. So Sterling should be able to do the same for Chelsea. I'm not making a Rabiot song. 8 o'clock tonight on TalkSport, Finn. Eric Ten Hag needs to play Martinez DM, all the defenders, says Brian. Cross here for Chelsea from a corner. And Koulibaly goes for it again. Wasn't a very good volley again, but he's punched the ground. Acrobatic, this one. Over the bar. What are you talking about? What breaking news have I got? I haven't got any. They're having a drinks break now. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And as we have a drink break, I'll have a drink break, which works really well because we're sponsored by Sneak. Scan the QR code. Please use the code SneakBridge on anything that you order. Delivered to your door. Next day delivery in the UK. Worldwide delivery as well. Starter pack. One of these are 9 different sachets. Do lovely flavours. I'm on electric mango. They've got 40 serving tubs as well that you can get. Cherry bombs. Absolutely beautiful. Delivered to your door. Low calorie. Sugar free. Links in the description as well. My tip. 1 scoop. Water up to there, couple of ice cubes, shake it all up. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Please use the code SneakBridge. Yeah, Spurs been a bit disappointing. A few people in the chat talking about that. I think they have been disappointing. They started off. They had a couple of opportunities, not chances. They had a couple of opportunities early in the first 5 minutes where, you know, Son was a bit wasteful. But since then, they've lost their way a bit, and it's been very much Chelsea ever since. So, yeah. Breaking news, breaking news. I have got some breaking news. I've just realised what the breaking news was. It's not football news. I've been talking to you about Sneak Energy. I can tell you now, on our first drinks break on this watch-along, have I got a little something for you? I have got a bit of something for you. We have got a 10% discount for the first 200 users that buy using the link in the description and put in the code SneakBridge at checkout. So 10% off for the first 200 users. I timed it perfection to the first drinks break in this game. First 200 of you get 10% off your next order with the code SneakBridge if you use the link in the description. So check it out, 10% off, SneakBridge the code, links in the description. Get on it like a car bonnet. First 200 get it. And it'll work on reorders as well if you've used Sneak before. Links in the description for that. Still on a drinks break here at the moment. Nadir, welcome to the Members Club. And can we sign a petition against the Glazers? Yesterday's result was a final nail in the coffin for De Jong. At this point, we need more young players with limited money, at least for options and squad depth, says Sud. There we go. I'm just going to have to tweet someone. Sterling just had a shot there. It won't be a handball. Mark, I know you've always been a fan of Koulibaly. Did you think he'd settle into the Premier League this fast, says Connor? Well, what's that saying? Class is class, class is permanent and all that. Spurs are getting dominated in the midfield, Nick. I think that's a great observation, Nick. I'd get Basuma on. I've made a song for our new star. Ooh, Rabiot. Ooh, I want to know if you'll cause further disruption in the dressing room. I know that song. Ooh, Rabiot. Ooh, I want to know if you'll cause further disruption in the changing room. Doesn't quite work, Nick. Mark, Arteta tried to play fancy football when he first went to Arsenal, but quickly realised he couldn't with the players he had and went to a back three to get results. He did, Robel. He did. Arteta for me has done a great job at Arsenal. If I was an Arsenal fan, I could declare myself as a genius, because when he first came to the club, there was a lot of confusion in the Arsenal fan base, and look, he spent however many years at Man City as Pep Guardiola's assistant, which means he likes that style of football. And he did come to Arsenal and played park the bus football. He won an FA Cup that way, didn't he? Because he had to use what he had. So they basically ground out results. And then over the years, he's brought players in and they've started to play better and better and better until now they're playing in the vision that he wants. It was a slow build with Arteta, and some fans of Arsenal didn't see it and couldn't understand what he was doing, and now they look quite foolish. He didn't have the players, you're right, and he had to work it. He had to take his time, and the first thing he wanted to do was get results. So he got them to play counter-attacking football. You're right. Is Ten Hag going to have to do that at United? He shouldn't have to do it because he's got a summer transfer window. Remember, Arteta came in at Christmas. Ten Hag came in May. He shouldn't have to be going to park the bus football counter-attacking in August. That's another red flag that he's not been backed in the window. Spurs are in trouble here, aren't they? What are Spurs going to do here, everyone? What do you do if you're Spurs? Do I like Chelsea, Ollie? I don't really like anybody. I don't really like Manchester United. Well, I know. I love Manchester United and what it means to me, but I don't love Manchester United players or the owners. I'd rather Chelsea won the league than Liverpool or Man City. I'd rather Spurs won the league than Liverpool or Man City. Why do every manager and player turn astoundingly bad once they join United? This Man United case study deserves a place in business school, says Summerjit. To be honest, there used to be a time when I wouldn't have wanted Arsenal to win the league, but I'd much rather Arsenal win the league than Man City or Liverpool this year. I mean, they're not going to win the league. They haven't got the depth to do it. So 35 minutes gone. It's 1-0 to Chelsea here. I'd sense there's probably a bit of frustration from Spurs fans, you know. I think they would have expected a little bit more from their side in this game. And they're definitely second best at the moment to Chelsea. And, you know, new season, new hopes. Is there anything really much different from Spurs so far in an away game against Chelsea? It's a little bit submissive. What you got for dinner, says Joe? I've had it. It was like I don't know what they call it, a gammon joint or a ham joint with jacket potato, coleslaw, cold salad and all that. Nice ball into Sessegnon. Great bit of tackling there. Goes back to the keeper. I'll tell you what I would say. I thought Rudiger was fantastic for Chelsea last year, but Koulibaly for Rudiger, at best, there's no drop off. You could say it's a step up. Yeah, you couldn't have a roast dinner today in the UK. You couldn't have hot roast potatoes and hot veg and stuff. It's too hot. I think the weather's going to break tomorrow though. I don't know whether I'm doing Usyk versus AJ next week. I normally would do, but I think I might be out. Nice ball up to Sterling, but good recovery from Sessegnon. But Sterling picks it up again. Loads of Spurs players back, but Chelsea retain the ball. Jorginho into Mount. Oh, rubbish shot. Rubbish shot. He'd opened up the angle and he's ballooned it. Bruno. Alex G says, check Twitter, United to terminate Ronaldo's contract. We spoke about it about 10 minutes, Alex. Slow sports news from Alex there. Alex in his yellow tie. He's probably eating some crunchy nut cornflakes in his Audi car. Ooh, I've gone a bit Somerset there. Mark, can we sign the petition? I'm in depression. So said, what petition? What's a petition going to do? It's not the bloody government. You don't get 100,000 and it gets discussed in the Houses of Parliament. They own the club. There's not a petition. Chelsea dominating here. Cleared away. I've got it. I'm sorry. I'm sort of getting lots of information. Bernardo Silva with a goodbye message to City fans. Does that mean Frenkie de Jong to United or Chelsea? Has he done that, HKN? Where's that coming from? Credit to you, Mark. You always told the Arsenal fans to give Arteta a chance and it's looking good over there. Would you do the same for Ten Hag? Oh, 100% Big Ash. It's too early for Ten Hag to be talking about getting rid of him. Yesterday, Ten Hag tried to play from the back, which failed miserably. Then he changed to long ball in the second half. It shows weaknesses from him. Thought, says Mazem. The players can't play the way he wants to play. He can't play like he did against Ajax. I mean, he's trying to... Ajax played a high line. You can't play a high line with Harry Maguire. You just can't do it. So that's one thing he can't do. He also can't play out from the back with these players. So, you know, we've employed a manager who hasn't got the players to play the way he wants to play. I wish we would all unite for a single cause like we did in the Super League, says the Inquisition. Are you doing a watch-along of Arbroath versus Cowden Beat, says Matt Chester? No. Alright. Paul Stinger says Mark's in the mud. I don't know. What am I in the mud for now? Okay, thank you very much to Luke Macy. Bernardo Silva, a great performance from the team and a fantastic atmosphere. I would also like to thank everyone at the stadium for their beautiful moments of love and support you guys showed me. Is it a goodbye message? I mean, it could be a goodbye message, but it also could just be thanks everyone for being supportive. I don't know whether anything else has been released about that, but it could be. Yellow card for Reece James there. If you're tuning in a little bit late, 1-0 to Chelsea, an absolute cracker by Kalidou Koulibaly. We'll talk about the Ronaldo news at half-time and the game as well, but it was an absolutely brilliant goal by Koulibaly, and Chelsea leading 1-0. And to be honest with you, nothing's really changed. I predicted Chelsea would win 2-0, but I hoped Spurs would take the game to Chelsea a little bit. And I think I'd be disappointed as a Spurs fan. New season, you'd want a bit of a new attitude, and really they've just played second fiddle here to Chelsea, and that's what happened last year. And Chelsea are just better than them. Sleepy Spurs, says Morn. Yeah, they've been poor. They've been really poor. And I think if the second goal goes for Chelsea, you'd worry. The majority of the chat did vote for Chelsea Spurs to win. It was close, but they did go with the Spurs win. You can see Reece James got a yellow next to his name there. That will update when things happen. So Reece James with the yellow card there. Spurs no yellow cards and no goals or anything like that. Corner to Chelsea, in it comes. Headed away. Headed away. Headed away now. And Son's looked very sluggish today. I don't know why he's picking that Emerson. You get Jed Spence in. Ronaldo, Rash. I'm not. You know what, Rash? Thank you very much. Basically, Rash has just done a super chat slagging off Ronaldo. You're a fool, mate. You've been spun. You've been absolutely spun, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I check my Twitter at Mark Goldbridge. That tweet says it all. Some people in our fan base are just so naive. They cannot see it. Every bloody time. This is how the Glazers stay. They divide the fan base. I said it this morning. The hardest thing to do is to keep United behind the Glazers out thing. The fan base is already arguing with itself a few hours later. Yeah, get rid of Ronaldo. Keep Ronaldo. Get rid of Ronaldo. You're a knobhead. You're this. You're that. They've won. They've divided the fan base. You can see the desire the Chelsea players are playing with. I didn't see it at all with Man United throughout the entire game. Don't compare Chelsea to Manchester United Dusk. Chelsea actually win trophies and compete for them. 43 minutes. Give me some sneak. Have a feeling United are going to beat us next week, so stop it. Stop it. Good point there, well raised. When do Arsenal play Spurs? I think it's not for a while. It's definitely not for a while, because I know Arsenal have got a really good start to the season. They could really win their first 5 games, if I remember it correctly. So, yeah. Bournemouth away next week for Arsenal. Chelsea's next game after this is away to Leeds, and Spurs are at home to Wolves next Saturday lunchtime. Oh, lovely cross in there, and Loftus-Cheek just misses out on it. The following midweek games, actually, not this week, the week after, you've got Chelsea away to Southampton after that, and then Spurs are away to West Ham, so it doesn't get any easier. But Arsenal have got Bournemouth and then Villa, which I expect them to win both, though, the next 2. And then you've got Spurs home to Fulham, Arsenal away to Man United. I bet Arsenal wish they could play United now. Can they rearrange it? Now's the time to play us. It really is. Chelsea. Hi Mark, favourite 3 football games ever, says Dominic. Oh mate, don't ask me questions like that today. I'm not in that place. Kane's in the graveyard shift, says Rob L. And a United thing to do, drop a stinker, then beat us, says stop it. Right, mate, if you're a Liverpool fan and you think United are going to beat you next week, you haven't done your research. Look, if Liverpool played like they did against Fulham, you'd still beat us 4-0. And I just can't see Liverpool dropping points in their first 2 away games. They've dropped points at Fulham. I don't think they'll drop points against United. I just can't see it. I think for United to get something against Liverpool, there'd need to be a big fight in the first minute, and the referee lets us off and sends 2 of your players off, and then I think we'd get a draw. Modern Soccer says he'd love to see Broha getting on the end of these crosses for Chelsea. I'd like to see him given a chance for Chelsea, you know. I mean, it's not like Chelsea aren't creating a lot of chances here. But they haven't got a natural number 9, have they? About to hit half-time here. Genius Knows says, first it was Martial, Pogba, and now Ronaldo. When are they going to realise this team is crap instead of blame shifting? Yeah, well, in one fell swoop, they've done it, haven't they? Kane, right at the end of the half. Loftus-Cheek. Oh, Son. And he goes again. And Mendy keeps it in. No corner. Anthony Taylor is the ref. And it's half-time. It's half-time and it's 1-0 to Chelsea. There we go. Let's stop the clock. Reset that. So, half-time. 1-0 to Chelsea. Deserved? Yes. Expected a little bit more from Spurs. Yes. What we saying? What have Spurs got to do in the second half? I think they need to get hold of that midfield, to be fair. I think they do. We put a tweet out. I'm live. Join in the half. To be honest though, United have had an absolutely terrible transfer window. I can't wait for it to close. I just can't wait for it to close. We're going to have a crap season. Let's get on with it, basically. But I tell you what, I don't think these two teams are looking to have a crap season. I mean, you could say that Spurs have had a fantastic transfer window. They had a fantastic result against Southampton last week. But they've done nothing in this game. They've not caused Chelsea any problems. And look, whether Chelsea can play like this against Man City and Liverpool, we'll find out. But so far, defensively, they're looking really, really solid. And I think that that's the problem for Spurs. Spurs have got a very good front three, but they're not feeding them. Harry Kane is in a graveyard shift. And I think he's got to look at that midfield area because Kante and Jorginho are running that midfield at the moment with the support of Havertz and Mount. And they're just not able to get any progression up the pitch, Spurs, and deliver any pressure in the final third. So I think he's got to look at that. And we spoke about Cucurella, and for me it's not a shock that Cucurella is starting over Chilwell, but I would say that there's another Brighton player that could have an impact on this game, and his name's Basuma. I really do think with Kante so energetic in the midfield, get Basuma on. It might not work, but it could get hold of that midfield. And I think that's what I would do if I was Spurs. I'd get Basuma on for one of those midfielders and see if we can grab hold of that midfield. I also don't rate that Emerson. I know he got some points in Fantasy Premier League last week, but I really don't rate him either. So yeah, I'd be looking to making a couple of changes I was Spurs. I know Conte has started the season without using any of his new signings, but it might be time to do it. Would you let Ten Hag enter? Oh, what a stupid question, Marcus. Grow up. Arsenal fan here, but I think United will beat us at Old Trafford. Somehow they always find a way. We have got Addy. We have got a good record against Arsenal, even when we've been rubbished. You're right. Chelsea have dominated Spurs, says Daniel. They have. I thought I made a great point in the first half, actually, without being arrogant. I did want to bring it up at half time, but there's no doubt for me that Rudiger was one of the best centre-backs in Europe for the last 18 months. And when he's decided to go to Real Madrid, I was like, that's a big loss for Chelsea. When they got Koulibaly, I've always liked Koulibaly, Galadou Koulibaly. I did a rap when he was meant to come to United. At the very least, Rudiger for Koulibaly is no change. It could actually be a step up, which is amazing because, look, you know, it's always the way, isn't it? You get a new toy and you say the old one was crap. Rudiger was brilliant for Chelsea, absolutely brilliant. But in Koulibaly, they may have performed the dream. A player decides they want to leave you, and then you replace them with somebody better. So it could be great. He suits Chelsea really well. As Iram says, Koulibaly's pressing high and anticipating long balls. He's been the best player on the pitch. He's fast, he's strong, he organises, he's a leader, he can score goals, he can pass. I am going to big him up because he's one of my favourite players outside of the Premier League and has been for years, and I really wanted United to sign him. And I will big him up because this is a true story. Manchester United had a choice between Koulibaly and Harry Maguire. They spent £80 million on Harry Maguire. They probably wouldn't have got Koulibaly for 80, but if we'd have offered 85, I think Napoli would have took it. So Man United decided to go for Harry Maguire over Kalidou Koulibaly 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Koulibaly is now in the Premier League 3 years later at 31. Looks like he's made to play. And yeah. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right hand corner. You're very, very welcome on That's Football. Obviously, we're doing a watch along for Chelsea versus Spurs, but tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, we're going to be doing Crystal Palace against Liverpool. So tune in for that. Normally do 2 or 3 watch alongs a weekend and also react to all the news. Still 2 weeks of the transfer window left as well. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Everybody's welcome. But Koulibaly's been fantastic, and Manchester United's stupidity has been Chelsea's gain, but that's been going on for about 15 years as well. Chelsea have always been better than us at transfer stuff as well. So yeah, fantastic there. Do I think Spurs can come back into this game? I would hope so for you know, just for the fact that we're watching the game and yeah, I hope they can, but I'm not so sure that I think Chelsea have been very much on top in this game so far. There's a video, actually, let me just make sure it's live. If you want to talk about Ronaldo, I've already spoken about it, and we are doing a watch-along here. So if you're interested in the Ronaldo story, United Stand is live right now. Adam's just given an update on it. So if you want to pop over there, they're only going to be live for about 10 minutes and come back for the second half. You can do. You've got my permission. Live on the United Stand right now, talking about this Ronaldo termination of the contract. So if you want to pop over there and listen to that and then come back, you're more than welcome. He's only going to be alive for about 5 or 10 minutes. So there has been some breaking news on Cristiano Ronaldo. Manchester United threatening to terminate his contract. So we're live on the United Stand right now. If you want to go and react to that and then come back, you're very welcome. Ashamed of the club with Ronaldo news, says Summerjit. Look, my quick reaction to it is, what a goal by Koulibaly. You know, people say he mishit it. I don't think he mishits it at all. That is a volley outside of the boot. Nah, he's meant that. He's meant that. He's cut across the volley to hit it into that part of the goal. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Great goal. Just very, very quickly on the Ronaldo situation. You've got all sorts of stuff going on. The most important thing United fans need to realise is you're being played. They're doing it on purpose to divide you and take your attention off the Glazers and off the players and off the performance yesterday. And you're a mug if you're falling for it, because they do it all the time. You know, United fans are fed up. We've lost our first 2 games of the season. We've been beaten 4-0 by Brentford. We're an absolute embarrassment. We've had a terrible transfer window. The Glazers are running the club into the ground. And less than 24 hours after that, fans are talking about whether Ronaldo should leave. You've been played. You've been absolutely spun by the Manchester United PR department. This is what they do. They've spun you. I don't even really want to talk about it because they've spun you. But why is it breaking news that Manchester United are considering terminating Ronaldo's contract when Ronaldo wants to leave? It's like it's his birthday. Imagine if they said to you, when you want to leave somewhere, right? You want to leave and they're saying, we might let you leave for free if you don't improve your attitude. What are you going to do? You're going to pull a Mooney and say F off. Because you want them to terminate your contract. So it makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. And I think effectively the reason United probably have changed their mind is because the Glazers want to save £500,000 a week because they realise this season's going to be total shit. So why pay £500,000 a week? I think that's probably the reason behind it. And everybody who says that Ten Hag wants Ronaldo to go, can I just say as well, so you're calling Ten Hag a liar. He's sat on Friday and 3 times this summer and said he likes Ronaldo, he loves Ronaldo, he wants him part of his plan and he wants him to stay and he's not for sale. So Ten Hag's lied now. There's people online going, Ten Hag wants to get rid of Ronaldo. It's the Glazers who want to keep him. I mean, this is the delusion you live with. He sat there in press conference and said, he's not for sale, I like the player, I plan to use the player, I want him to stay. No. Ten Hag wants to sell him. It's the Glazers who want to keep him. So we've now got a liar in charge. Yeah, whatever. It's just, ultimately, you're being spun by the club. If you're talking about Ronaldo and that's your big focus, you're being spun, aren't you? Anyway, back to this. There is a video on United Stand. It's live right now about that. Chelsea are playing well and Spurs haven't turned up. Scary if Chelsea signed De Jong, Aubameyang and Fofana before the end of the window, says Jack Hammer. Well, yeah. I'm glad you mentioned this, Jack, because that Chelsea team looks pretty all right to me. I didn't really watch the Everton-Chelsea game, but a lot of people were like, Chelsea weren't that good. And watched them today. They look all right. They look defensively solid. Mendes had nothing to do. They're running the midfield. Their defence looks pretty on it. And all right, I think they could be better in the final 3. But, you bring Fofana in, you strengthen that defence even more. You bring De Jong in, that midfield goes up a level. You bring Aubameyang in, you bring another striking option in. I mean, Chelsea really could be an option for the title. That would take a lot to do that. It is a bit disrespectful to Man City and Liverpool, but it could happen. It could happen, and they've done great. Apparently, Sky have deleted their termination tweet, but it's fine. Times reported it as well. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner, by the way. You're all very welcome. Don't know what we're doing on subscribers at the moment. I think we're on the road to 730. So please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Everyone's welcome on That's Football. Remember, we're going to be live tomorrow night for Palace at Liverpool as well. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Yep, we're only 100 away from 730,000. So bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Everybody's welcome on that. I expect to see some changes from Spurs in the second half. Mark, do you think Frankie de Jong would happen before Liverpool, says Rajesh? To where? Man United? I'm saying that United have to get de Jong. I don't know why on earth he'd come to Man United now. I really, really don't know. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. It really is. But a few people saying that Sky have deleted the tweet. I'm pretty sure that it was reported by the Times as well. But let me just check. I mean, if you're interested in that, you can go on the United Stand. They're talking about it right now. But they've had a brutal training session. Yeah, the Times have said that senior figures have questioned whether it's worth Man United keeping Ronaldo, given that he has told executive that he wants to leave. It's just leaks, though, isn't it? It's leaks. I don't know. Anyway, talking about leaks, in fact, not talking about leaks. As you know, we're sponsored by Sneak Energy on this stream today. Sneak Energy drinks, low calorie, sugar-free energy drinks, fantastic flavours. You can get yours delivered to your door with the code SNEAKBRIDGE. The link's in the description, or you can scan the QR code in the bottom left-hand corner there. We've got an exclusive for you. We're giving you 10% to the first 200 people. So if you want to get 10% off delivered to your door, Sneak Energy drinks. You might see me drinking them when I'm playing my Twitch streams on FIFA. sugar-free energy drinks. This is you can get one of these and 9 different sachets as your starter pack. Use the code SneakBridge, or you can go straight for your 40 serving tubs. Cherry bomb, lovely flavour. I'm on the electric mango. Blue raspberries, beautiful. They do fizzy drinks as well. Check it out. First 200 of you get 10% off. Link in the description to do that. Sneak energy drinks. The reason I did that plug is because I just wanted a drink. I'm really hot. And they do taste lovely as well. And they give you a bit of a boost. Put a couple of ice cubes in at the moment as well. Really nice. Seeing the Forest highlights. Endo had a game like he played against you in FIFA the other day. Can you get some prophetic wins for United? Says Denise. I'd love to, Denise. I can't see the top 4 being any other than, in no particular order, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City. The gulf between us and them is sad. Says ML. Well, I wouldn't put Spurs out of the top 4 just because they're losing 1-0 in their second game of the season at Stamford Bridge. I mean, I've got to be fair to Spurs. They've not played very well, but they are playing Chelsea at Stamford Bridge in the second game of the season. It's difficult. This weekend has been the weekend of the home team. I predicted Chelsea would win 2-0. I predicted it before the game because I think home advantage, and it's the first home game of the season, isn't it, for Chelsea? I felt it was going to be a difficult game for Spurs, and it has become. I think if Spurs could take a point from here, it almost feels like that was the plan in the first place. I don't think they've come here to win, have they? So 8 shots to 2, dominated of the possession, 68% possession. Their passing accuracy has been a lot better as well. They've had more than double the amount of passes. It's domination from Chelsea. It's pure domination. And as you can see, no yellow cards for Spurs. Nothing going on their screen at all. Ten Hag was a fan choice over Poch. Do you think they are setting him up to fail because they want full control over the new manager? No, I think that's a conspiracy theory. Elijah, sorry if you spoke about it before, but what is your opinion on the empty Old Trafford movement for the Liverpool game? I think Scott Anderson, I'll come back to that. Can the match against Liverpool get postponed due to the protests? I mean, might help United. We could play them when we're arguably in better form. We'll get points deducted, Rohan. If we get the game cancelled against Liverpool, we'll get deducted points. They were thinking about doing it last time. They'll deduct us points if the fans get that game cancelled because it's got nothing to do with the Super League, and the Premier League could deduct us the points. So yeah. In relation to emptying Old Trafford, I've got no problem with it if that's what people want to do, because I won't be at that game. So I don't go to games and all that. But no, I won't be there, so I've got no right to say people don't walk out of the ground and that. But I don't know what it's. I don't think it's been organised by the right people. I don't think it's got the unity of the fan base, and that's something that I think is really, really important. That you've got to have everybody on board, because what people don't like is being told by online people to walk out of the ground when you've paid £1,000 and it's Liverpool, Man United. So yeah, you'd have to have everybody on board, and these things can take time. Why does it have to be Liverpool? You could arrange to do it for the next home game after that. So if everyone was behind it, then go ahead and do it. But I think there's a lot of question marks about it. And instead of people getting their knickers in a twist, let's discuss it, because it might not work against Liverpool, but maybe it works next month in another game, because maybe it takes a month to organise. Anyway, the second half's kicked off. Let me just sort the timer out. I actually had and didn't realise I had. Idiot. There we go. Sorted now. How many ice cubes do you use in your sneak drinks, says Annie? Normally 2 or 3. Do you think Spurs need a cam? What positions do you think need improving, says Seaman. No, I don't think Spurs need a centre attacking midfielder. I'm not a massive fan of Sessegnon and Emerson, to be honest, and I think that I just don't think you've got that connection between defence and attack at the moment. I don't know what everyone else thinks. On the break with Kulusevski, terrible. Thiago Silva just takes the ball off him. Too easy. Richarlison is warming up. You're right. Awoken. I've not done any stretching today. Bloody hell. Idiot. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. You can't get away without a stretch. You've got to stretch. Getting points deducted is worth it if it gets the Glazers out. Anything is, even relegation, says MI. Well, yeah, some people might agree with that. Some people might agree with that. Nice ball over the top. Son's in! Oh, Mendy was a little bit hesitant there, and Son didn't connect with it as well as he could have done. And it could have been 1-1. Lovely ball by Kane. And Son, if he gets a better connection on that, I think it could have been 1-1. It wasn't a great connection. Mark, as a United fan, I'm in the depression stage of grief. I'm afraid that I don't see an end to this incompetence anytime soon. Thank you very much for that, mate. Genuine question. Looking at the fixtures, I'm struggling to find a game where Man United will pick up their first 3 points, says John. Next week against Liverpool. It's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. This Ronaldo termination of contract thing, apparently Sky have deleted their tweet, so God knows what the truth about all that was. Kante's in the box here. Jorginho. Reece James, he likes a shot, it's blocked. Yeah, he's going to have to make some changes here, I think, Conte. Not Kante, he's just doing his job for Chelsea in the midfield. Why am I the manager? Again, look at them dominating the ball. Chelsea, side to side. I've got to say I prefer Reece James as a right wing back. Strong play by Cucurella there. Ref says no foul as well. Bullied Emerson there. Who scored for Chelsea? Kalidou Koulibaly. Pockets Firmino and Sane. Actually, we can change Sane, don't play in the Premier League. Kalidou Koulibaly. Pockets Firmino and Vardy. Mark, never been at Old Trafford. Is it really in such a bad condition as they say, says George. No, I mean, Old Trafford's a lovely ground. It's not like it's falling down. It's, you know, you go there and it's a fantastic stadium and it's got loads of happy memories and history. It just needs renovating a bit. Infinite Phoenix has been sick 3 times in the last hour. I mean, I don't know why you're telling that, but I hope you get well soon, mate. Yeah, Spurs have been disappointing, haven't they? Yeah, Stamford Bridge. What are Chelsea doing with Stamford Bridge? If you've ever been to Stamford Bridge, I did a video at Stamford Bridge, didn't I? I think it's on this channel actually. If you've ever been to Stamford Bridge, it's a very small plot of land. It's in London, isn't it? It's very, very congested, but it's a very small plot of land. There's not a lot you could really do with Chelsea. I don't even know if they've got parking at Chelsea, have they? Like, you know, most football grounds have got massive car parks. I don't think they have really got anything there. Very, very compact, Stamford Bridge. So I don't know what they're going to do with it. My fantasy Premier League is crap, Harry. If Mendy gets a clean sheet, I get a few points, but I've got Cucurella on my bench, and he's not going to come on. So yeah, it's been a bit of a disaster, really. Although Cucurella playing well means that he's got his place in the team now, doesn't it? So at least I've got Cucurella. That's a positive. Villa Park's all right, and they're going to renovate it, Shane. They're going to do a bit of stuff at Villa Park, aren't they? A lot of space for them to do it as well. Villa Park's not in a... No, it's not in the middle of Birmingham or anything like that. It's got quite a lot of space around it, Villa Park. Slow Sports News from Sean. Check Twitter about Ronaldo. Yeah, you're about an hour too late, mate. Wake up. Life's passing you by. Poor old Sean. He's come on the chat. He's got his yellow tie on. Crunching up cornflakes. Hey, chat. I've got some Slow Sports News. Ronaldo. Mark, remember your legendary stadium walkarounds at the crack of dawn? Great times. Nick Pitt, they weren't at the crack of dawn. I did the Arsenal one at about 11 o'clock in the morning, and the Chelsea one was done at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There's just nobody around football grounds when it's not a match day. All my stuff's gone. All my stuff's gone. Where's it gone? Lost all my stats. There you go. Back again. Oh, onto the bar there. Over the bar. I think Lloris has had to tip it for a corner. Cross came in. Yeah, it's gone for a corner. There's your stats on the screen. Remember, we've got the new carousel this year. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Rotating carousel of information there. Those stats are updating as the game is going on. You can see Chelsea dominating possession again. 69% against Spurs. That's a lot. That is a lot for Chelsea at home to Spurs. As you can see, Reece James has got the yellow card, but Koulibaly has got the ball next to him. That means he scored a goal. Reece James has got a yellow card. These will update as well. When there's any subs, if someone comes on, there'll be an arrow below the number to say that they've come on. So no subs at the moment, but it will update with yellow cards and goal scorers. So you can see Koulibaly's got the goal next to him. Reece James got a yellow card. Spurs, no yellow cards, no goals. I mean, that's not, at least put a few tackles in. Players only became unhappy when Ronaldo joined, says Martin. Stop dividing the fan base, Martin. Not true, Mark. Loads of people go to the Sainsbury's under Selhurst Park, says Jack Hammer. I don't know what you're on. I don't know what you're referencing there, Jack. Enter the box, Cucurella. Blocked. 55 minutes gone. Where's Son, says Jeffrey. Oh, Spurs fans won't like that. Transfer window closes 2 weeks on Thursday, Johnny. I know that because United are actually playing on the night of the transfer window. It's been especially arranged by the Glazers so that Man United fans are more focused on a football match than the transfer window closing. It was a special request. Kalidou Koulibaly. Talking about the Ronaldo debacle, I'm presenting the Transfer Hub on TalkSport tonight at 8 o'clock. It will be live on YouTube, so you can watch it on YouTube. But you might want to call in. It's a call-in show as well. So 8 o'clock tonight, TalkSport. I will be presenting the Transfer Hub, and we'll be talking about a lot of things. We'll be talking about Chelsea a lot as well. I think Spurs transfer window's closed. Just very quickly, actually, let's just talk about that. For me, Arsenal, Tielemans, Chelsea are going to do 2 or 3 deals. Obviously, United are going to hoover up any crap they can find. I think Man City and Liverpool are done. Arsenal are done. Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, I wouldn't be surprised if they do more deals. Apparently, Aouar's going to Forest. I mean, I remember when United were linked to him. United stand at 7. Yes, Himanshu. Yes. The plan was to lower the pitch into the ground, but you have to remember Chelsea fans own the ground it sits on. 1 billion is pledged by Bowley, says VOV. Yeah, I think that I'm very surprised. Look, I'm a big fan of the old grounds. I love Goodison Park, Old Trafford, obviously. I mean, I don't love Anfield, but I like the fact that they played at Anfield for years. Stamford Bridge. I remember watching Chelsea play with cars parked behind the goal. If you know, you know. Like, there used to be cars parked behind the goal. It was like a greyhound track or something. So I love all the old grounds. But I am surprised that Chelsea is still at Stamford Bridge. All the money that they've had invested over the last 20 years, I'm really surprised they've never moved, because the capacity, I think the capacity of Stamford Bridge is 38,000, isn't it? So they could easily get 60,000. I mean, Spurs and Arsenal have got 60,000, haven't they? So, Chelsea are missing out there. I've not heard of any plans of them to do anything. Spurs on the attack. Cross comes in. Richarlison's on now, by the way. Liam says, Man United insist report they are considering terminate Ronaldo's contract. It's false. Their position on Ronaldo hasn't changed. $40,000. Kulisevsky getting into an argument with the referee there. Still half an hour to go. Must be nice for City's owners never having to worry about adding capacity to the Etihad, says Sean O'Rourke. And they inherited that ground as well. It was the Commonwealth Games Stadium, wasn't it? I mean, they could have built a stadium anyway, but they got that as part of the plan. Everton's new stadium is underway. I'll be sad when they leave Goodison Park, Goodison Park's one of my favourite. It's one of my favourites. Good point from Dylan. He says Liverpool could get 80,000, but history matters. Well, there was a time where United, I mean, this is the Glazers for you again. There was a time United haven't done anything to their ground for ages. Loftus-Cheek. Good block. He's still got it, Loftus-Cheek. Now Sterling. Oh, he's roofed it. He's roofed it in the box. He's put it over the bar. Could have been 2-0 there. Could have been 2-0. United haven't renovated their ground for ages, and realistically, there was a time, and there still might be a time, really, as unbelievably crap as we are at the moment. But there was definitely a time when United could have knocked it up to 100,000. Kane! Oh, he's put it wide. I don't know what happened. The cameras weren't even caught up with it. That's the chance for Kane. And he's put it wide. Yeah, there was a time a few years ago where United felt confident that if they had a 100,000 capacity stadium, they would they'd fill it. So Son was offside, but Kane was onside, and he's dragged it. He's pulled it wide. Yeah, he's just not connected well on it at all. Could have been a goal there. The first time they've been in. I'm Harry Bain. Don't start on me in the chat. I'm Harry Bain. That's not my fault. It's my first time I've had in the game. You think you can do better, don't you? I'm Harry Bain. I do. I'm only human. I have got this mask on my face. It helps me with torturous pain in my battle against Batman. But that was not a good chance for me, and I will do better. I will get my revenge. First one of the season. I'd forgotten about Harry Bain. I love the Dark Knight trilogy. Batman. Christian Bale. I didn't mind the Robert Pattinson Batman, but I just think that the Christian Bale Batman is brilliant. You know what? It's a shame that they changed Katie Holmes. That's the only thing that pisses me off. changing. I know she snuffed it in the second episode, in the second film anyway, but continuity is key. Oh, Chelsea are in. Loftus-Cheek. Oh, Kante. Jorginho. Blocked. Mendy's got booked. The goalkeeper? No, he's not. He's not got a yellow card next to him. Richarlison's offside. Richarlison's come on for Sessegnon, hasn't he? He's gone to a back four. This is Manchester United. Sunshine Gary Neville. This is Manchester United. This is Manchester United. The app says Mendy got booked. He has been booked. Typical. He'll concede in a minute. Kulusevski gets it wide to Emerson. This is the danger for Chelsea, though. They've been the better team, but 1-0. All these subs you can make now. Here's a prediction. Prediction bridge. Chelsea been the better team. The stats don't lie. An hour, Chelsea been the better team. But you can make all these subs now. You can make all these subs. And with 4 or 5 subs, the game can change. And at 1-0, what if Spurs become the better team in the last half an hour and equalise? You've got a point. Michael Manning says this will be a draw all day long. It's what happens when you've got no striker, says John Sellers. Rachel says she'd rather watch paint dry than Batman. That's good. What's your problem with Batman, Rachel? What's Batman ever done to you? Corner to Spurs here. Baloo says, hold on a minute, Chelsea are on the break. Kante, this could be good. Sterling times his run well. Oh, good tackle by Emerson. Hi Mark, do you think relegation is the only way of getting rid of the Glazers, as the Championship revenue won't allow them the dividends they live for? I don't know, Baloo. I think the only way to get rid of the Glazers is to find a viable alternative. The Glazers' poor ownership has inspired me to start writing a crime novel based on football club owners who are in debt to different crime families of England, says Cold Dish. I'd read that. This is Manchester United. Liverpool are renovating Anfield. It will be completed next summer. Only Old Trafford and Spurs will be bigger. They needed that. It's too small for their size, says Fren. It doesn't look, I don't know whether it's the lighting, but it doesn't look like it's hot. And I know it is hot in London. They've messed around with the lighting, haven't they? The contrast. Get the contrast down. Sterling, good ball into Loftus-Cheek, into Havertz. Ooh, he could have gone down there. He stays on his feet. It would have been a dive, but he could have gone down. Sterling, little dink. No one's there. It's cloudy. It is cloudy in London. Wow. Thanks very much for that weather update. We'll have another weather update for you. Never. Kalidou Koulibaly is the winner at the moment. I'm surprised he's not. I'm really surprised he's not bought on Bissouma. I really am. I really thought he'd be a starter. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not training well yet. Here's Kulusevski, can't get the cross in. And we're about to have the mother of all thunderstorms down here in London town. I've opened all the windows to let the air in. Says Nick P. And I tell you what, Højbjerg, Mendy has let a goal in. Forget about that. Tuchel and Conte having a bit of a fight as well on the touchline. It's all going on. What's going on? Tuchel's fuming with Conte. Absolutely fuming. I don't know what's going on here. Conte has probably got right in his face. I don't know, but it's 1-1. Conte and Tuchel scrapping. Oh, there's a fact. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. It's a foul on Havertz in the build-up, but it's miles before. I mean, I think this would be very harsh on Spurs here. What's going on? It's all getting exciting. Security down on the pitch. Who knows? We needed Conte. I've always said we should have got Conte at the time. Right. Referee's going to give out some yellow cards. Anthony Taylor is probably going to book the managers. I don't think you can pull it that far back, says Jack. That's what she said. I think he's talking about the foul on Havertz. It's all a bit chaotic at the moment. Anthony Taylor's loving this. Get the cameras on me. Get the cameras on me. Everyone, you get out the way. They can't see me on the telly. Get away. Move. On me. Cameras on me. Yellow card to both managers. I'd go like this. I'd be like, what? I'm not even on the pitch. I'm not going to get a second yellow. Swivel on it. Is that all you got? It's 1-1, mate. Have two of those. It's 1-1. This is Manchester United, says the obnoxious otter. Oh, I've been booked. Still 1-1. They won't be shaking hands at the end, will they? Yeah, Højbjerg hits it. I mean, to be honest with you, there's an offside there. Richarlison's in the line of the shot. That's offside. I mean, the rules probably change, but he's offside. He's right in the line of Mendy. That's offside. That is offside. I don't know what. I don't understand the rule. I don't understand the game anymore. I'm confused. I'm confused there. I'll have to put a tweet out as well. Some people saying it's not offside. I mean, for me, it's right in the eye line of the keeper. He's in the line of the shot. It's not up for debate as far as I'm concerned. I mean, obviously it's going to be up for debate because people will disagree. I'm glad it's 1-1. It makes it an interesting game and an interesting 20 minutes. But I think he's stood in the way. Doesn't seem to be much complaint from the Chelsea touchline though, so they might have changed the rule. Don't know. Yeah, it looked like it was a foul on Havertz, but that's way before the goal. 1-1, it stays. Jorginho is off for Chelsea. Aspilicueta is on. We said this is the danger though. Chelsea been the better team for an hour, but you can make your saves, you can make your changes, and 1-0 is a dangerous scoreline. In fact, I think one of the Chelsea coaches is talking about it there, saying the shot is in front of Mendy. Tuchel got a yellow card. Conte got a yellow card. A few people in the chat saying never offside. One of those, isn't it? 1-1. Chelsea's problem this season is going to be scoring goals then, isn't it? And many people have said that, and I think this is the first time I've watched Chelsea. I saw bits of the Everton-Chelsea game, but I didn't really watch it. This is the first time I've watched Chelsea this season, and yeah, same as last year. They need goals. Run a poll, was it offside? Okay, so don't fall out. Don't fall out. What I'm asking is, when the shot is played, Richarlison is offside and he's in the line of the shot. Mendy can probably see the shot, but Richarlison is in the line of the shot from an offside position. Should that still be offside? For me, I thought that was offside if you're interfering with play, and he's interfering with the play. So I thought it would be offside, but there might have been a rule change. Some of you might think it's not offside. Shrek says Richarlison wasn't in Mendy's line of sight. He was in, the ball went straight past him. He's interfering with play. Like, it's not the rule isn't is he in the goalkeeper's eyesight. It's is he interfering with play. He's offside, and for me, the ball goes very close to him. I think he's interfering with play. But he might not. Well, somebody just said he wasn't actually offside. He was stood behind the defender, in which case it's absolutely irrelevant. But it wasn't even checked by VAR, so maybe he was onside. Anyway, if Richarlison's onside, he's not offside, is he? So they've not played it back enough anyway. Reece James with the cross! Oh my Christ! What a miss! I thought they'd sold Timo Werner. What a miss! Tuchel can't believe it. He says, I thought I sold Timo Werner. Kai Havertz. What an absolute sitter. It's a worldie of a cross by Reece James. I thought it was in. He crosses it. Oh my God. He's dead centre. 6-yard box on the volley. Misses. What a miss. Unbelievable. That should have been it. That should have been 2-1. Chelsea will be kicking themselves if they don't win this. But they're pushing. Richarlison's proving his worth, pressing Chelsea back and forcing game-changing decisions, says Ollie. I think Richarlison's a good signing for Spurs. Because Spurs' problem for years has been if Kane gets injured or Son gets injured, they're struggling. Well, now they've got a player that was arguably Everton's best player, who he got 4 players going for 3 positions. It's a good position to be in. That's what top teams are doing these days. Ronaldo to Chelsea, says UK. Look, I spoke to a few Chelsea fans when they were linked to him, and they were like, "What do you think?" And I said, if he goes to Chelsea, he'll score 30 goals in that team. You put good crosses into the box, he'd score a lot of goals in a Chelsea team. Tuchel don't want him, that's fine, but I'm very glad he's not going to go to Chelsea because he would score a lot of goals, in my opinion. That Chelsea team would suit Ronaldo. Timo Havertz. Yeah, it would have been a good goal as well. Reece James deserved an assist on that. Of course, my fantasy Premier League points have gone. Oh, here we go. Just pass it. This should be it. Reece James. What a goal. What a goal. He took it well. Tuchel, look up Tuchel. Oh, my God. He's done that to wind Conte up. 2-1. Limbs in the chat. Limbs at Chelsea. Havertz should have scored. And to be fair, it's quite fitting that Reece James scores it because he should have got an assist. He deserved an assist. Tuchel might be getting sent off. But he won't care because it's 2-1 to Chelsea. Reece James should have had a brilliant assist, but Timo Havertz missed. But then he gets a goal with Sterling getting an assist. It's 2-1 to Chelsea. Raheem Sterling with the assist. Reece James with the goal. I don't know where Spurs' defence was. Conte will be fuming here. How did they get in a situation where it's 2v3? Where's the defence? I don't know where the Spurs defence is there. It's soft. Ben Davies ends up in a 2v1 and Sterling plays it lovely. He sucks him in, plays it wide, and Reece James finishes it lovely. 2-1. Is that going to be game over now with 12 minutes to go? I tell you what, the second half's lit up. That's football. Look at Tuchel running down there. Basically an up yours to Conte. Remember, we're sponsored by Sneak Energy on the stream today. The first 200 of you will get 10% off with the code SNEAKBRIDGE through the link in the description or scan the QR code. Sugar-free energy drinks. You can get one of these and 9 different sachets as part of your starter pack. Sachet goes in, water, shake it all about. You've got a lovely energy drink. Lovely flavours, blue raspberry, cherry bomb, Tropicilla, electric mango, which I'm on. Loads of flavours to try out and shipped straight to your door. Sneakenergy.com. First 200 of you get 10% off exclusively through this watch along today. Sugar-free energy drinks. Check it out. You won't regret it. Basuma is now on as well. Jack, well spotted. Big shout out to Sneak. All mine's gone now. When it's gone, it's gone. Can Spurs get back in again? Basuma needs to start for Spurs. He's way more mobile than Højbjerg and Bentancur, I tell you. Basuma needs to be in that team. I'm very surprised that Conte didn't put him in from the start. You know, like Chelsea have just put Cucurella straight in. Butterbean says that was United defending. Yeah, if that was United defending Butterbean, I'd be banging the desk going, oh, what's bloody going on? Where's the defence? Yeah, Reece James has had a good game. Spurs just can't get no rhythm. I think Son's gone off. He's had a bad game, hasn't he, Son, today? Well, Arsenal fans are going to be loving this start to the season, aren't they? They're already 3 points clear of Spurs. 2 wins for them. It's a long season, but I'll tell you what, I'm actually looking forward to this Christmas World Cup. I don't know about anybody else. We're going to be doing all the watch-alongs on here for the World Cup. It's going to be a weird one. Christmas World Cup starts in November, of course. But we'll be doing all the watch-alongs on here. We'll have all these stats and everything as well. If you don't know the players, we'll have them on the screen for you there. But as you can see, there's the subs for Chelsea as well. You can see, look, Reece James got a goal and a yellow card against him. Only 1 sub for Chelsea. I thought they'd made more than that. Perisic is on for Spurs. You'll see a load of subs on for Spurs now. There, look at all the reds on the arse there. Look, 3 subs for Spurs so far. The goal was for... Who scored the goal for Spurs? Højbjerg. That's why he's got a goal next to him there. Corner to Spurs. Perisic. Not a very good one. Didn't even beat the first man. Another sub here. Lucas Moura's coming on as well. Emerson Royale. Bloody hell. He's bringing Moura on to play at right back ahead of Jed Spence. I know he'd hinted at that, but maybe he doesn't feel Jed's ready yet. That looked like another foul there. Random IT says England have got the easiest group in the World Cup ever. Well, we've got Wales, USA and Iran. I tell you what, we won't get 9 points. I'll tell you that for free. Oh, I don't think Basuma fouled Kante. I think he's done his hamstring. Terrible news for Chelsea, that. He has become quite injury prone. Jamie says Arnautovic has scored. This is what Man United are missing out on. Kante injured again. Oh, that's sad, bad news. Looks like a hamstring. That's a blow for Chelsea, that is. Because if it is a hamstring, he's going to be out for a bit, isn't he? He's just become so injury prone, hasn't he? Favourite food, Mark, says Ewan. I tell you what, I'd eat quite a lot at the moment. There's a lot of things I'd eat. Food. Lasagna would be lovely. I'd like a curry. Probably wouldn't have fish and chips. It's a bit warm and stodgy. They'll definitely buy De Jong now, says H. Ken. It literally dropped into my head straight away. I think United might have blown De Jong last night anyway. That sounds wrong. You can't do that to try and get him to come. That sounds even worse. Spence was not even in the squad today. Not rated, says Teddy. I'm sure he's rated. He's a Conte signing. I love Kante, but I'm glad we didn't go for him, says Butterbean. Yeah, I like Kante, but he's injured. Havertz down the left-hand side. Lays it back. Conor Gallagher. Oh, he could have had a goal there. Put it wide from Mason Mount. Mason Mount's a funny player, isn't he? I'm not trying to be Yorkshire. I like Mason Mount, but there is this perception that he's fell off. But I think he had a good season last year. Statistically, he's still got quite a lot of assists and goals, but they do need something more, Chelsea. But 5 minutes to go. It's not over yet. Romero and Havertz. Havertz gets a yellow. He's just gutted that he missed that chance. Please do subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Thanks everyone for watching. We've got a United Stand show at 7 o'clock. And I'm live on TalkSport at 8 o'clock. It will be on the YouTube channel. If you can't get TalkSport Radio or you just want to watch it on YouTube, it's live at 8 o'clock, the Transfer Hub. So we'll be talking about De Jong, the Ronaldo situation. What are Chelsea going to do in the rest of the market? Is there going to be any other activity for other clubs, i.e. Arsenal? Lots to get into. Tune in at 8 o'clock on the TalkSport YouTube channel or live on radio. Maybe you just want to get in your car and listen to it. But we're live on United Stand at 7 o'clock as well. Lots to talk about there. Gallagher should have had a shot inside. Our next watch-along is tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Crystal Palace against Liverpool. Liverpool's first game of the season at Anfield. And they'll need to win. They drew against Fulham, remember. Been a long wait for Liverpool as well. 12:30 last Saturday they played Fulham. 8 o'clock on Monday till they play. Honestly, the depth in the squads these two have. They've got good depth, Joe. They have got good depth, you're right. But look at the stats today. I wonder if I can pause it on screen. I can. Just don't know whether I'm going to do it quick enough. Pause. Okay. So look at the stats there. These are the match stats next to me. 67% possession for Chelsea. 16 shots to 6. All right, 3 shots on target each. Spurs. Spurs haven't had 3 shots on target. Oh yeah. Okay. 8 corners to 3, 547 passes to 279. Pass success rates, pass accuracy has been better as well. It's just not right to say that. It'd be wrong to say that Spurs deserve something from this game. They might still get it. There is still time, but the better team has been Chelsea. If you've watched this game, I think it's very, very clear. And look, it's very early in the season, but people love to, start making bold predictions. If I was Spurs and I was a Spurs fan, my big disappointment would be this. What's different to last season? We've gone to Chelsea, we've been second best. I suppose the only positive for Spurs is they're in the Champions League this year. And they've got a better squad, and they are, it's the second game of the season. It's at Chelsea. I think every team at home this weekend is unbeaten, aren't they? So Kane puts it wide to Richarlison. He will keep it in, but he won't be able to get that ahead of Azpilicueta. Was very close with the offside vote. 52% against 48% says Butterbean. But yeah, disappointing for Spurs. I think Broja's coming on now for Havertz, who could get a red card. That's a good sub. He's getting a bit angry, Havertz. Has Havertz lived up to his potential? I remember Havertz before he came to Chelsea, and I think he was linked to United, certainly Real Madrid. Meant to be the next Thomas Muller, wasn't he? How many years has he been at Chelsea now? 2 or 3? As a Spurs fan, disappointing but happy to see fights, as Nicholas Walker. It's not, it's far from saying Spurs aren't going to have a good season. I think that they will, and Arsenal fans will be excited, but who's to say that Arsenal won't go to Chelsea and get beat? It's not, as I said at the start of the game, it's a tough game to have to go and do, second game of the season. And if you look at the results over the weekend, Villa won at home, Arsenal won at home, Brighton drew at home, Man City won at home, Southampton drew at home, Wolves drew at home, Brentford won at home, and then today Forest have won at home. Every home team has done well this weekend. None of them have been beaten, and the reason for that is it's opening day for those teams because they played away on opening day, so this is their opening day. And all those fans, all those home fans, it's their opening day really because it's the first home game of the season, and we've seen that. And I think, I spoke about that yesterday on the Everton game. It was like, I fancy a lot of the home teams to get results because it's the first home game of the season for a lot of these teams. Well, it is. So it's not the end of the world for Spurs. It'd be disappointing, but Chelsea have played well. Spurs back to the drawing board. But I think the thing about Spurs last season, and Arsenal were very good at it as well, you go and win your next game. Well, their next game is Wolves. So We'll do a watch along for that. Actually, it's next Saturday lunchtime. Tottenham against Wolves. So Spurs need to react, win. 6 points from 9 if they beat Wolves. And your losses against Chelsea away, you can probably take that. 6 minutes added on here. Oh. Can't see Spurs doing anything, can you? Anyone fancy a late Spurs equaliser? Thoughts on Dean Henderson having man of the match, Mark, says Gwydion. Anyone fancy a Spurs equaliser? Harry Kane, most overrated striker, says Ivan. Well, you can't say Harry Kane's not had anything. He did have a good opportunity, but, you know, it has been a bit of a graveyard shift, but he had a... It's been a difficult day at the office for him. I mean, there's no doubting that Harry Kane's world class, by the way. But difficult day at the office for him. Mark, how far do you think Spurs and Chelsea will go in the Champions League? Says Ryle. I think they'll both go to the knockout stage, and then I think in the knockout stage it just depends who you get. I love the Champions League. We'll be doing a lot of watchalongs on when it kicks off next month on it. But yeah, the knockout stage. I mean, look at Real Madrid. What did Real Madrid do? PSG, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City. Yeah, I mean, from the first round, you can have really tough games. But I expect Chelsea, Liverpool to get to the knockout stage, and then who knows? Who knows? Oh, great save by Mendy. Another corner. Flicked at the front post. I think it's Ben Davies who gets on it. Was it a great save? It was probably going to hit the bar, but Mendy made sure he tipped it over. So still got. I don't know what's going on here. Anthony Taylor's looking at something. Oh, they're looking at a foul on a Chelsea player where Cucurella was fouled. So they might not get the corner here because Romero. Oh my God, he just. I think that might be game over for Chelsea. Game over for Spurs because if they've spotted that hair pull. But why would you spot that hair pull? The goal didn't go in. Corner's happening. Corner's happening. I don't know what's going on there. You wouldn't go back for a foul, would you? That's what I'm trying to say. If the goal had gone in, I think you'd look at it and go, "That there was a foul in the build-up." But you've missed the foul. You've missed the foul, haven't you? Anyway, corner for Spurs. It's not a bad one. 2-2. You wouldn't believe it. You would not believe it. You wouldn't believe it. It's Harry Kane. They've got a draw. Chelsea are going to be bloody fuming here. Absolutely fuming. Spurs smash and grab. That is absolutely huge. And Spurs looking at their first defeat of the season, a deserved. Oh, Harry Kane. Where I gotta go? Harry Kane. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do it. But yeah, I mean, the defending from Chelsea is astronomical. Rubbish. Absolute. They're all queuing up. I don't know what Chelsea are doing. Oh my God, the marking is terrible. The only way Kane doesn't score this is if Lucas Moura or Richarlison get in his way. They're queuing up 3. You've got to look at Chelsea's defence there. I tell you what, totally deserved by Spurs because Chelsea have switched off here. Free header for Harry Kane in the 6-yard box with 1 minute to go. That is crap defending by Chelsea. I mean, they shouldn't be losing that game. And I tell you what, suddenly, Spurs, staring down the barrel of defeat, they take a point here. They beat Wolves next season, next week. You know, what's that? 7 points from 9, and you've been away to Stamford Bridge. You take that. You take that. Chelsea can't believe it. They've done more than enough to win this. Spurs have hung in there, I suppose. Stunning. Stunning. Chelsea will be gutted by that. They will. They'll be gutted. But Spurs will be elated. with a late equaliser from Harry Kane. People were saying in the chat, Harry Kane's not that good. Well, he's done what he needs to do. He's had 2 big chances today. He scored one of them. Tuchel and Conte not happy with each other. Oh dear, that's a bit unsavoury. Oh dear, that's very unsavoury. Tuchel and Conte, they went to hold hands and for some reason nobody let go and then it sort of kicked off a little bit. He sent them off. Anthony Taylor sent them both off. Aspilicueta's getting involved. Conte, he's a little firecracker, Conte. Well, you know, no one's thrown any punches. It's good to see a bit of passion at the end of a game, you know. It's unsavoury, but I actually don't mind. You know, the world's too bloody tame. It's competitive sport. They'll go and have a chat afterwards. They've just played out a game. They didn't push each other. I actually quite like it. I'm all for it. You know, they'll probably get touchline bans for that. Why? Let them have a go. It's a bit of an argument. It's just, you know, I like a bit of that. I like a bit of that. So 2-2. Raheem Sterling and Harry Kane having a chat. 2-2. Not the right result. I think Chelsea did deserve to win it, but you've got to give credit to Spurs. And you know what? Spurs fans will be loving that. Hanging in there. We were saying that a lot during the game. What do Spurs fans take away from this that's different from any other season? You know, you go to Chelsea, you don't really turn up, you get beat. Well, you go to Chelsea, you hang in there and you get a point. And you're away from home. So that's something for Spurs to build on. For Chelsea, it's something to learn on. Definitely. They need a striker. They had the opportunities, but they do need a striker. Look at Basuma. He's loving it. I think Basuma needs to start for Spurs, by the way. I don't know whether he made the difference because the goal came from a corner, but hey, the Premier League's great, isn't it? Unless you're a United fan. It's not that great. But it is great to just switch off from being a United fan and just watch football. And, you know, I think Chelsea should have got the result, but that's football for you. It's never over till it's over. And it is over now, even though the clock's carrying on. It's 2-2. I've enjoyed that. I've got to say, though, I have to say, I did say this, and I'll say it again. I said it at 0-0. Chelsea fans beware. Anthony Taylor's about. And, yeah. What's it? How do you spell Anthony Taylor? There was some contentious issues. There was a foul on Havertz before the first goal. And as I said, there's a foul on Cucurella in the box before the free kick. But I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do about that. But, you know, Chelsea shouldn't be putting themselves in that position anyway, really, should they? But there you go. We're live on the United Stand at 7 o'clock. And don't forget, TalkSport YouTube channel, 8 o'clock tonight. You might want to call in about some of this. It's the Goldbridge call in again at 8 o'clock on TalkSport. I'll be live on YouTube and on the radio. Tune in for that. I'm going to go and have a beer, I think, or something. And not have a beer before a radio show. I don't talk and I don't drink and talk. Yeah, 7 o'clock on United Stand as well, talking about this Ronaldo stuff. I'll speak to you all in a bit. Tomorrow night, Palace, Liverpool on here as well. Speak